Well, she's in the shed. I'm gonna make the last of this, and I gotta seal them all, and it's time I'm gonna put. I took some logs. Well, they're skinny branches. Well, it's actually the tree itself, so it would be the trunk technically. I'm gonna put like 5, made them a little longer. For coats, and then I'm going to put 3 up higher for my hats. So let me let's go see. I think I can do 3 of my cowboy hats. I'm pretty sure I could do 3. Got one in my truck. Let me get my velvet hat. I gotta get another velvet hat. This one's wore out. Well, it's not wore out, it's just she old. So I guess my main thing is how 3 hats will go up here. So if I would I'm not sure I could put 3. That's there, that's laps, and that's there. I know this hat is just bigger in general than my other hats. So maybe I'm still going to put 3 in, regardless. So let's get to the shed, and let's start sealing the wood, and I get back down here and start installing. Installing is super fast. Super fast. Yeah. All right, let's get out there. All right, we're back in the shed. I cut all these logs last night, I should say. This, I hope, is enough to finish the wall. It'll be close. If it's not, I still got more here. But once I know I'm done, get this out of here, I gotta clean up my whole shed. It's a disaster. So I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to sealing my just wood. These are gonna be for the coat hooks. I made them longer, and they got like a nice little kick up on some of them, which will work to hold the coat on it. But I'm gonna seal it, and yeah, that should work with that. I got 5 coat hooks, and then there'll be 3 up higher where I was showing you the hats. 3 of them up higher will be for hats. So I thought that'll be kind of cool. But let me get to it. Start sealing. We got a lot of them to do. And it's not going to get done looking at it. All right, let's hit it. I'm making progress. I don't know how many I did. There's 8 of those. I don't know, 20. This is time consuming. This is the part that between cutting them and then sealing them, that's all the time. That's where all the time takes. One thing I want to mention is, like, whenever you're going to get ready to do a project, I did use my trim saw. I used a freaking $60 blade. I destroyed it from cutting this. I had a couple. You gotta be careful when you're cutting these darn things too. It was more or less when I was getting down to when the pieces are getting shorter. I don't like my fingers. I like my fingers, all of them. So is it worth getting another? Let me show you. Let's see. say like this piece here. Is it really worth to try to get another cut out of this? Could I? Probably have. It's just, there was a couple that I did do. What I did was I put like a stick behind it, so I had like a full surface. The problem is, you know, you get the blades, you start going down slow, and the blade would catch it, and not pretty. So I'm more or less like, F it, I'm not doing that. So, so this project here, it's taken me a while over a week. I had something else to do. I had in that one short I did, there was a foyer. I helped kind of paint. I helped, you know, and I just, yeah, I'm ready to get this project done. And you don't realize how much work's involved in just a project like this. I mean, you have to seal this wood. If you don't seal the wood, let it dry, seal it. What can happen? I don't know, probably, maybe nothing. But I guess for my reassurance, I'm sealing everything just so it's a better product. It's a better, I like that. It's a better finish. This is more or less an art piece. So if you're an artisan out there, you would appreciate something like this. Myself, I love doing artwork. I have an art piece in here. I think I've showed you art pieces before. If you've seen any of my other videos. Stuff I was tinkering around with. Yeah, the one thing is getting a good plan. These are aspens I cut down off my property. And I got this idea from a project out in Alaska. The owner wanted, originally it was going to be like a log ceiling, but different, but dimensional, like 2 inches deep, maybe to 5 inches deep, and different variations of diameter sizes. We're not doing that anymore. It's going to be using beer cans instead, which is fine. So I got the idea basically from him. And so thanks, Dave. Thanks for your idea. Actually, he's probably better off that you didn't go this route, because those bathroom ceilings would have taken forever. I mean, I don't even know how long it's going to take to do the beer cans. Well, let me say this. Beer cans are already made. They're different dimensional. They're 4 different sizes. The installation of this is super fast. It's all this work that takes time. Very time consuming. And so yesterday, I just spent whatever time. I'm not even sure how long I was out here cutting. I might have been out here a solid 2.5 hours. Just cutting and cutting and cutting. Until I felt like, I figured like, well, if I fill between my table saw and the whole layout, if I fill all of that, that should be enough to cover the remaining of the wall. It's not even an actual 4 feet left. It's almost 4 feet high. It's probably 3.5 feet by 3.5 feet. That's what I have left. And I try to keep these things tight. They're not super tight. So I guess if I'm short, I still have some pieces here that I do have left over. But more or less, like for any project, get a plan, stick to it, and yeah, follow through. It's just, would I recommend doing this on a huge wall? Like for myself to do it by myself? Absolutely no way. I'm glad the wall is the size it is. I'm glad it's not a big area. But I was trying to figure out, for the longest time, I was trying to figure out how was I going to do the coat rack. Was I going to custom build a coat rack? I thought about like these big ones. I thought about putting like 5 of these across on the wall even, or just line them up all the way across and then screwing hooks to these. That was one option I thought of. The other option that I'm doing, I cut, let's see, these are 3 inches long, give or take an 1/8 inch, primarily 3 inches. I had a jig to keep them all the same. And the coat hooks and hat hooks made out of the aspen tree. These are all aspen. All this wood is aspen. It's not pine. The nice thing with aspen, if you'd have went with pine on something like this, you would end up with sap, and I didn't want it sappy. I wanted, you know, sap coming out and dripping and getting sticky and ruining. Like say you are hanging a coat, sap doesn't come out of aspen, from my recollection. But yeah, this is just one piece at a time, guys. One piece at a time, sealing it, and yeah, and that is that. You know, so like I said, if you got a project you want to do like this, it's very time consuming. So be prepared to, I mean, this would be cool for like even an art piece. You know, you make like a, I don't know, 48 by 24 frame, and then you put these inside the frame, put it on the wall. It would be a cool art piece for sure. Even that size would take, well, that table is 5 feet by 2 feet. So even if I just filled up that area, that would have taken me, well, over at least 2 hours to cut. And then, because you want various sizes. And then you want to do this part, seal it. And see, this is real dry, so you don't know where, I've had some pieces where the bark fell off, and the nice thing with the sealer, it'll help preserve the bark. And the crazy thing is you don't even see the bark at all. I don't want like bark flaking off later on. That aspen tree I have down on the first floor, that's underneath the beam. Whether the I-beam needs that extra support, but what I noticed was, as it was drying, because that piece was wet, and I put it in place while it was wet, and what I noticed was there was like piles of like little dirt debris ending on the floor, and that was before I sealed it. And then since I sealed it, there's been absolutely nothing. There's been no dirt, no nothing adding to the floor. So yeah, so like I said, if you're gonna do a piece like this, you know, a decorative wall like what I'm doing, just be prepared to make sure you have enough materials and various sizes. Very easy. It's gonna look pretty cool. That's the thing. It doesn't even matter doesn't matter what this side looks like. You don't even see this side. You only see the face. That's it. You only see the face of it when it's all together. And yeah, so I'm gonna keep carrying on, and as much as I want to keep, I got to get it all done. I got to get it all sealed. Am I in the mood to install it today? I'll probably install it tomorrow, depending on how I feel after this, but I'm going to keep sealing, and yeah, that is that. This is, but you got to be very careful. Like I said, cutting this stuff, I use my miter saw, and miter saws are not forgiving whatsoever. You can be the most experienced carpenter or artisan, whatever, working with power tools. I'll never forget a quick story. An old carpenter contractor we did work for. And he was in the trade for 40 plus years. Okay. He's trimming out a house. And yeah, he got the tip of his finger with the miter saw. And he couldn't believe it. He was shocked. Something with the wood, I mean, the way you had it, like I said, you might have been too close trying to get that perfect cut, and it just, you got him. You got him, man. That's why I get so nervous when I run. I got that chop saw is my rough saw, like if I'm doing deck work, cutting joists or whatever. And then my other trim saw is a double compound, 12-inch slide. They're both slides. That's a single compound, that's a double. And I guess you can see the double if you don't see it here. That's my double. And then my cheap Ryobi for a single. But things happen. Here, let me see. Do I have an example? I have an example piece. What happened yesterday? It was close to me. Is this it? Yeah. I was gonna clean this piece up, right? And you can see I started cutting. I wanted to cut this edge off over here, through here. Well, it spun and it got me. And like I said, this sore piece is so dangerous. So imagine here. Let me move this stuff up. I'll show you exactly what happened. And I've been running miter saws for decades. And even the most experienced, things happen. So here, check it out. Let me get the camera set up to my table saw. Gosh dang it. So what happened was, hold on. All right, sorry about that. So I had my jib set up, okay, like this. This was locked. This was over, locked in. This was all locked in, okay. And there was such a cool piece I wanted to use. I'm like, okay, there's some flatness there, and there was just a bad edge on this. I wanted to like cut it. So I believe I had, well, I know I had this isn't the exact piece. I had like a stick going all the way across, so can't you know, twist or that. I had something to back it. All right. And as I was coming down, you can see this. That's exactly what I was trying to cut. Well, I already had the blade running, all that. It literally turned this and sucked it off the blade. It went this way. So you can see from here, I was cutting this way. It spun this piece, and it actually flipped it up inside the blade. You can see the blade here. It ended up being stuck in a blade like this. And so cutting from this part to it spun and went into the blade. So I always keep my hands at the edge like this, and I never do this. Never do this. If I would have done this, my hand would have been cut off. So I always like, if the blade's gonna take it, let it take it. And thank God for these quick release triggers, you know. That's why you can see I got a small piece here, a small piece here. I will not even do these. I won't even attempt it. Reason being, because of what I mean, and I know better. And I was just like, oh, there was such a nice, had such a cool setup because it had like this bump out. I like this. I really wanted this piece in the wall. I'm like, oh, this would have been a really cool piece where the other tree was coming out. But my point is, you got to be very, 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 very careful. Even with these tools are unforgiving. So cutting these pieces down to this size, I still made sure I had at least, I try to keep at least a foot on the other end. So I have a good grab on it. And you know, and of course, there's no tree. It's not cutting a 2x4. It's not cutting a 2x. It's not cutting a normal piece of conventional, you know, standard size piece of timber, lumber. This is, I mean, the trees, they're pretty. Aspens usually grow straight.
somewhat straight, but like down at the bottom here, it's got a curve. So you got to keep rotating this to try to get as much flat on the miter saw table as you can. So this was a cool project, but at the same time, when I start using this tool, this miter saw, because I've seen it happen to the best, and like even what happened to Leo, awesome carpenter, fantastic, great guy, and now he's got a little nub because maybe it wasn't, but even for the best guy working out there, working with these tools, things happen. So for those carpenters out there, you know it. You know that these tools will rip your hand off quicker than anything else. But enough of that. I'm going to keep doing this shit, and yeah, I'm going to keep it up. All right, guys, we'll probably see you when I'm done sealing. So for me, be a couple more hours. For you, you'll probably see me start installing it back in the foyer. So see me in the foyer. All right, we got them all sealed. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one because it's got a split. Maybe these will split over time, but I mean, if I need it, I'll use it. But I'm hoping this will finish the rest of the wall, all that, all these, and then these 5 here. Just these 5. I like the color. I just love the color. It has some really cool coloring. This is splitting, so maybe they will split. Bottom line is, it's be a couple hours to seal all this crap, and I'm done. Whether or not I'm going to install them today, I don't know. This stuff dries pretty quick. It dries to touch in 2 hours, and I would bet this whole pile would be ready to go. And yeah, so I'm going to take a break, and obviously there won't be a break on the video because it's going to go to me inside installing these little log bucks. I'm excited to get that wall done. The doors should be hopefully coming in this week. I can get that installed, and yeah, then I got a road trip I got to do at the end of the month. I'll be gone for a couple weeks, and then I got to come back, and then I'm sure I'm going to be going back to Alaska soon. I need to get there. So Ellen, if you're watching this, I need to get back out there. There's a couple things I need to make sure that are precision for the bear tap system. So that's a message for you. All right, I'm gonna, let's start putting it on the wall. That's gonna be that. I'm actually realistically taking a break. So yeah, thanks, Will. Let's get it on the wall. Let's do it. love tap on that. These irregular pieces are perfect. See the wind, they're all, you can't pull these out. Boy, you got 1 or 2 nails in it. But this is working out nice. I have to admit. Yeah. It's a little. Yep. I gotta get a small enough one. I gotta get this coat hook there. I guess I can keep it lower. Or move it off center. Just a little bit. Maybe I'll do that. Move that off center. Put that piece there. So there's like a good. Off like a half inch from where I want it. So this is solid. Let me go get a coat, jacket, little hanger. All right. Coat, boom. There. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, I like it. I'll have 5 across here. And for my cowboy hats, I'll have 3 up on top. So, not that I want to have coats here, because this is an art piece, you know. But just an example. Cool, cool. We'll get back to it. Well, there it is, guys. She's all done. Kind of blends. Here, check this out. My head goes on there. My other 2 hooks for my cowboy hats. I may put this one on the outside, my other one on that one. For now, I'll just leave it in the center. Then coats, 5 coat hooks. Yeah, that's it. Well, thanks for watching, and yeah, that's my new cool little wall project that I had done for the foyer. Just waiting for this door to come, and we are it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.